If an avoidant pulls away like this, they're never coming back. You've probably been here before. That sinking feeling when someone who used to text you good morning suddenly takes hours to reply. When the person who once made plans with you starts saying they're too busy for everything. When conversations that used to flow easily become awkward and forced. You start wondering if you did something wrong. Maybe you were too eager when they shared something personal. Maybe you asked too many questions about their day. Maybe you suggested meeting their friends too soon. But here's what's really happening. When an avoidant reaches their emotional breaking point, your behavior becomes irrelevant. Their need to escape kicks like a fire alarm, and nothing you say or do can turn it off. They're not pulling away because you're flawed. They're pulling away because getting close to you has started to feel like drowning. The science behind this is fascinating and heartbreaking. When avoidants feel emotionally overwhelmed, their amygdala, the brain's alarm system, literally hijacks their rational thinking. Studies show that people with avoidant attachment have heightened activity in brain regions associated with emotional suppression. They're not choosing shutdown. Their nervous system is doing it automatically, the same way your hand pulls back from a hot stove before you even realize it's burning. The most painful part is watching them transform before your eyes. The person who once lit up when they saw you now looks through you like you're invisible. They used to remember small details about your life. Your coffee order, your favorite song, the story about your childhood pet. Now, they can't even remember plans you made last week. It's not memory loss. It's selective forgetting. Their brain is literally erasing the emotional significance you once held to protect them from the weight of caring too much. This phenomenon has a name: deactivation strategies. Avoidants unconsciously employ these mental tricks to maintain emotional distance. They might suddenly focus on your flaws that never bothered them before. That cute laugh becomes annoying. Your thoughtfulness feels suffocating. Your presence in their space seems invasive. They're not seeing you differently. They're forcing themselves to see you differently because connection has become unbearable. If you don't recognize a specific type of pulling away, you'll spend weeks trying to win back someone who has already decided you're a threat to their peace. You'll send the perfect text trying to reconnect. You'll give them space hoping they'll miss you. You'll analyze every interaction, looking for clues about how to fix things. But here's the brutal reality. This isn't a rough patch or a communication problem. This is an avoidance emergency exit strategy. Avoidants learn early in life that needing people is risky business. Maybe their parents were there physically, but checked out emotionally. Maybe asking for help was met with sighs and frustration. So they developed a superpower that's also their curse. They can function perfectly fine without deep emotional connection. They can go months without missing anyone. They can end relationships and feel relief instead of heartbreak. This isn't because they're cold or selfish. It's because their nervous system learned that emotional distance equals safety. Research shows that about 25% of adults have an avoidant attachment style developed through early childhood experiences. These patterns become so deeply wired that by adulthood, they operate below conscious awareness. An avoidant's brain literally processes emotional information differently. Where others might see an opportunity for deeper connection, avoidants see a trap. Where others feel comfort and closeness, avoidants feel their independence slipping away. So when you first started getting close, everything probably felt amazing. They were present, engaged, maybe even more romantic than usual. But somewhere along the way, you crossed an invisible line. Maybe it was when you stayed over 3 nights in a row. Maybe it was when you met their coworker by accident. Maybe it was something as simple as you saying, "I really care about you," and meaning it. That's when their internal alarm system started going off. This isn't them taking a day to recharge. This is them building a wall so high that they can't even see you on the other side. The tragedy is that avoidants often pull away hardest from the people they care about most. The more you matter to them, the more dangerous you become to their emotional equilibrium. They might have dated casually for years without issue, but the moment someone breaks through their defenses and they catch themselves actually caring, that's when the full retreat begins. Here's the behavior. That means they're never coming back. They start treating you like a stranger who happens to know too much about their life. The person who used to laugh at your jokes now responds with one-word answers. They start talking to you like you're a problem they need to manage, not a person they care about. Watch for these specific signs. They'll respond to your emotional text with logistics. You say, "I miss you," and they reply, "I'll get your jacket back to you next week." You share something vulnerable, and they respond with, "Okay," or "That's tough." They start using corporate speak in personal conversations. "Let's circle back on this," or "I don't have bandwidth for this right now." Every interaction feels like they're checking off a box rather than connecting with a human being. And the most telling sign of all? They stop explaining themselves. No more, sorry I've been busy, or I just need some time to think. Just silence, short responses, and a complete emotional shutdown. There's another layer to this that makes it even more complex. Avoidants often experience something called Phantom X syndrome. After they've successfully pushed you away, they might idealize you from a safe distance. You become perfect in their memory precisely because you're no longer there to trigger their attachment fears. They might even reach out months or years later, not because they've healed, but because distance has made you feel safe again. But the moment you respond with warmth, the cycle starts all over again. What makes this even more confusing is that they might still be physically present in your life. They'll show up to mutual gatherings, respond to group texts, maybe even maintain surface-level friendliness. But the emotional connection is gone. They can sit across from you at dinner and feel nothing while you're drowning in the space between you. This isn't cruelty, it's survival. Their attachment system has labeled emotional intimacy with you as a threat level so high that even basic warmth feels dangerous. This isn't just emotional distance. This is emotional amputation. They've surgically removed their feelings for you to protect themselves from having to deal with the discomfort of connection. And once an avoidant reaches this level of detachment, they don't come back because coming back would mean admitting they need you. The finality of this type of withdrawal is what distinguishes it from typical avoidant behavior. Regular avoidant patterns involve cycles, pulling away, then returning when they feel safe again. But when they pull away like this, with complete emotional shutdown and treating you like a business transaction, they've crossed their own internal point of no return. If you're experiencing this right now, here's what you need to know. First, stop trying to decode their behavior. You're not going to find the magic words that make them feel safe enough to come back. Second, their withdrawal isn't about your worth. You could be the most perfect partner in the world and still trigger their flight response. Third, respect their need for distance even if you don't understand it. Chasing them only confirms their fear that relationships equal loss of autonomy. Instead, focus on your own healing. Journal about what you're feeling without sending it to them. Lean on friends who can remind you of your worth. Consider therapy to process the unique grief of losing someone who's still alive but emotionally gone. Remember that their inability to maintain closeness is about their own unhealed wounds, not your lovability. One powerful healing tool is understanding that closure might never come from them. Avoidants rarely provide the kind of closure that helps you move on. You might need to create your own closure through rituals like writing a letter you'll never send, or simply accepting that some stories end mid-sentence. When an avoidant treats you like a management problem instead of a human being, when they go completely silent without explanation, when they seem relieved rather than sad about the distance between you, they've made their choice. The person you fell for is still there, but they've locked themselves away so completely that even they can't reach who they used to be with you. If you found this helpful and want to understand more about attachment patterns and relationship dynamics, make sure to subscribe to Paradox of Being. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any content that helps you navigate these complex emotional situations. And if you're dealing with this right now, drop a comment below and let me know what you're going through. I'll see you in the next one.